Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series where I rank every episode from the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I am going to be talking about number 130 on the list, A Nice Place to Visit, written by Charles Beaumont and directed by John Brahm. This is a season 1 episode, and as always there will be episode spoilers. So I know A Nice Place to Visit is kind of a popular episode of the Twilight Zone, but for me it's just kind of another average episode, and I'll get into my reasoning here. So the plot is kind of interesting. There's this criminal named Rocky, and he passes away in a shootout with police when he's trying to escape. He finds out that he's now, like in the next world, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. But this is okay because Rocky quickly figures out he can basically do anything he wants, have anything he wants, when he meets this person named Pip, who's kind of like a guardian of sorts. So, things I like about this episode, it is an interesting scenario. It's kind of amusing watching this guy Rocky adjust to this new afterlife world. Like he gets this pretty interesting place where he's going to stay, and this guardian Pip, who's an amusing character, explains things, shows Rocky around, and he's also amusing. There are some funny scenes in mostly the first half of this episode, honestly, and I did laugh a few times. Some of the dialogue is pretty funny and pretty interesting. And then, of course, we get the ending twist where Rocky finds out he's in a different place than he thought. And it's an interesting twist that makes you think, and it works pretty well. The tone is also surprisingly light in this episode, but I will say, although I kind of appreciated the light tone, it's also kind of a slight negative because I thought the ending maybe would have packed more punch had the episode been more serious. But it's fine the way it is, the ending twist. So now on to things I didn't love as much. Larry Blyden in the lead is only okay in my opinion. He really plays the character of Rocky as a stereotype, and one that's not the smartest Twilight Zone character ever. Sebastian Cabot as Pip is a bit better, but I don't think he's particularly great either. Both of them are just kind of one note. Maybe part of that is the way that the script was written by Charles Beaumont, but I just didn't think the characters were that interesting. Like, why do I really care about these people, especially Rocky? Like, the situation's interesting, but why do I care about him? Also, I really thought the first part of this episode was really good, but I did think the episode loses steam. It's a little repetitive in one note. All this guy Rocky wants to do is just, gamble. I mean, basically, throughout the whole episode, he can do anything he wants and have any scenario he wants, and this is basically all he can come up with. He's not the most imaginative guy either. So, this is an amusing episode, a nice place to visit. It has some fun moments, but no real memorable moment for me other than the twist ending. And, the twist is clever, but it just doesn't have that much impact because I just don't really care about the character, So I just think it's an episode that's kind of watchable, passable, average, and that's why it comes in at 130. Please feel free to leave me a comment on A Nice Place to Visit. I know that a lot of Twilight Zone fans really like this one a lot, so I'd be curious to think if know what you think. If you think I rated this one too high, too low, or just right. And as always, thank you very much for watching.